All right, so now we are going to do a more advanced layer mask where we're going to add overlapping objects. So we are on this top layer and we can see that part of the layer mask, so we can right click to disable layer mask, we see that there's actually another ice cube that overlaps the splash. So let's see if we can't add that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it back on. If you go to your layer mask properties, which you can go to Window and Properties, or I know it's right there, but Window Properties, there we go. And you can actually take that layer mask and make it so it's sort of see-through, like changing the opacity. And what we want to do is bring this back. So on a layer mask, white is the part we see, black, or in this case gray because it's transparent, is the part that's hidden. So we want to make this part that is white actually, or I'm sorry, gray or black, white. So what we want to do is hit D on the keyboard. That's going to give us default black and white. And you want to make sure that you have white in the foreground. We're going to go to B for brush. So B on the keyboard. You're going to size it appropriately. I have 100% opacity with 0% hardness, so it has a soft edge. You can play with that to get the right look. But I'm just going to go ahead and start painting over where this lovely ice cube is. That part's not too particular. There we go. And if you take a look and see what I'm doing, this is what I am doing. So I'm just filling it in, getting those edges there. Looking pretty good. It's a little transparent there. All right, so we're going to turn that on. And then we're going to bring this density back up to 100. So we have that there. However, the splash is hidden behind it. So one option is to change the blending mode. So I'm going to go in and go to multiply, and that blends it. So now we can kind of see through it. I'm going to put it back to normal. I'm going to show you another way, or a way that we can combine with the way we just did. So say I want to see this splash in front. So what I can do is go to the layer where the splash is. Let's hide that so I can see. I'm going to get the lasso tool. The lasso tool, there's a couple different types. I'm going to just freehand it. And I have it feathered 20%, so it'll be a little blended. So I'm going to get the lasso tool and I'm going to draw around that splash. Doesn't have to be precise. You can have a little bit of area around it. There we go. Let go and it'll make a selection. So we're saying that's the part that's overlapping. So I'm on this layer, on the photo. I'm going to Command C, Command V. So I'm going to, or Control C, Control V on a PC, Command C, Command V, and it made another layer. So I'm going to call this splash. I'm going to put that on top, turn on these ice cubes, and now we have this scenario. That doesn't look great because we have the white around it. But we can try doing a blending mode and see how that looks. So that multiplies blending it together. That is kind of good too. So you're basically picking the best one. So we have overlay, or we have multiply. Multiply is looking sort of better. And then additionally, you could try and play with the layer mask. So I'd go to ice cubes, maybe get a brush and switch it to black. So I'm erasing or hiding. And then I'm going to turn the opacity down a little bit so it's more like a gray. And I'm just going to make this smaller. I'm going to paint in here just to lighten some of that up as well. And maybe I want to lighten a bunch of that ice cube up. It's very dark. And the reason it's lightening also is because it is on a white background behind it. So that is another bonus. There we go. So that's looking good. It's kind of blended together. If you really wanted, I could even like go in here and kind of like paint it in that specific area if you want that